Well, the caboodle is coming up a little late, but better late than never. We are going to be doing Route 66 road trip. So, there's a lot of different components to this. So, let me show you first what we're going to be doing with the fabrics that are in the kit. You're going to get a piece of canvas. Um, Let me show you the fabrics here first. So you're going to be getting a piece of canvas. Now we are going to be working with paraffin wax, and we're going to be mimicking the looks of those old water bags that were used on vehicles on the radiators, and they also had drinking water ones in the 1930s and 40s, and it would have some cool advertising in the front, and then they were used as individuals were crossing across the desert on Route 66. So we're incorporating all of that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing with the actual covers. Now these covers can be the covers for the book that you want to make. It might be a little like a little envelope pouch where you want to put your journal, or you may want to make one of those water bags and simulate that and put your journal into that. So we'll play around with the different stuff and see what you end up doing. So you will be getting a piece of this type of fabric, and this one is 15 by 12 are the sizes of the fabric, and this is what it looks like when we did the wax on it. We didn't do any transfers on this one, but we were playing around with it. So we'll see how this ends up looking when we are done playing with it. So then we have the muslin. So it's the same size, the 12 by 15. I was forgetting the name of it. So this fabric here was just the raw material, and we did a transfer on here. So those are also going to be there in the kit. So we did a transfer on that, and that's how that looks. And this would make a very cool looking cover for a journal. Or again, if you wanted to make that radiator bag, this would easily be turned into that. Um, Other option would be if you want to paint the fabric, which these were painted, and then the transfers were put onto this. These transfers, I'll show you the transfers that are in the kit. And then we did the wax after we did the transfers. And there's just a piece left over that does not have anything. So that's what we're going to be able to do with the fabrics. So again, you'll be getting a piece that you can work with this type, and then also with the muslin. So let's put this to the side, and here are the pieces of the fabric. All right. So what I tried to put together was stuff that I remember as a kid when we used to go on Route 66. We traveled there because we lived in California, and we would go out and do fun stuff on our little vacations through the desert, and all the things I saw or picked up or whatever. So those are a lot of the things that I've incorporated. So when we were traveling, of course, you would stop at all the gas stations, and you would stop at the little cafes that they had, the little diners. Because when you found one, whether you were hungry or not, you ate. It was going to be quite a while before you got to the next one because it was very sparse then. So I have a bunch of matchbooks that will come with the kit because, what kid did not pick up the matchbooks when they went to diners in the old days, right? And then I have some of these that we will be able to maybe cut out and maybe put something in there from our little ephemera packs that we have here, or just leave it the way it is. But that'll still be a cool part of your vacation on Route 66. Also, I have a bunch of stickers that are from national parks across the country. So, through your road trip, you probably stopped, at a couple of these places. So I think you get about 8 of these, and everyone's will be different, obviously. And then if you have seen any old albums, you probably have seen that they use these to put photographs when they put them in their albums. So you got a couple of those, so you can put that in your journal. Also, a big deal was really maintaining your car. And at the gas stations, as a kid, I'd go walking around, and you could find all kinds of stuff on the ground. So here is a gasket, and they will all also be different. And then these little cards that have to do with some kind of cylinders. I don't really know, but hey, to me, it's car related. I'm just making it up as I go. And I remember picking up several numbers off of, like, where you would go at these gas stations, and then they had these little bungalows, these little motels, and they would have had numbers on them. And, through just the wear and tear of the harsh, summers and winters, they would just like kind of fall off. So I would find them every once in a while. So when I saw these, I thought that reminded me of the things that I would find on the ground that had to do with the motel numbers. So threw one of those to the kit. I have a few of these little compass, and they're really tiny, but I thought they looked kind of cute if you put them on a tag or something, or even on the cover of your book. They look kind of cute. All right, now, if you have been through those areas, you realize it was inundated with all kinds of cool stuff that the Native Americans had made, whether it was jewelry or art or pottery or whatever. So those of you that have been with me for a while, Navajo boy had to be included in the Route 66. So, inside story. If you guys have been around, you know the story behind Navajo boy. We'll just keep it between us. All right. So advertising was a big deal. They used to have these tins. You can still, find them now, and they're very, very expensive for these types of tins that did the advertising for, like gas and oil, anything that had to do with the cars. The cars was the thing, that was it. So I have a couple of these printouts. And then, of course, on the sides of the mountains, you would see a lot of the different carvings. Put a couple of these. Now, these have been done with the laser printer, so we can also do the transfers, the image transfers with these. They'll work really well. These can't be used as image transfers because, they're right-sided when you do the transfer, they're backwards. So, but I do have some right here that can be used for the image transfer that I did on the fabric. So this one is for Dino. He was the Sinclair mascot. He was a dinosaur. I guess his name was Dino, not Dino. I have no idea. Okay, and then the flying gasoline with the little wings. That is also in reverse. That we can do that with the image transfer. And then this one's kind of cool. I did that on the fabric I showed you earlier. And then also this one and this one. So you have at least 5 of the image transfers that you can do. All right, so when you're traveling, of course, you have to stop, like I mentioned before, and eat. So you have to have these little guest checks so that you can fill some stuff in and maybe do some gluing, make some tags out of them. This one has a Coca-Cola, so I wanted to include that because, the whole thing was, let's stop, we got to eat, stop. I thought we could make some little postcards out of these. I actually have that real postcard from way back when. Um, and because there's no writing on these, you could also do these as image transfers because these are all done on the laser. So, or you could just turn them into like your little postcards. And here is a cool menu. You get eggs and bacon for 35 cents. Hello. Um, wow. Yeah. The good old days, right? And then some neon sign, hot coffee shop, and then Route 66 and a Woody. Pretty cool car, huh? I was telling the ladies the other night that I actually got to sleep in one of these hotels. That is the teepee. That was so cool. And then a desert um, image. I really think this is really pretty. And then an old gas pump. And then you always filled up your tires before you left the gas station when you were out in the desert. So there were a lot of those kinds of signs that showed you to fill up your tires. So these are some of the ones that I did in reverse for the image transfer, but I shrunk them down so we could just put them inside of the journal and have some fun with those. Old gas tank. Um, this was a pretty cool sketch for when they get the patent for the old gas pumps. And then just another menu here, hamburger, 24 cents. Woohoo! And I guess the extra large one was 65 cents. Pretty cool. And then, or some of you may or may not remember, every time you went up, there was guys there to pump the gas, clean your windshield, check your oil, check your water, maybe even fill up the bag for you for your radiator, you know, maybe bring you a Coke, in a bottle. Anyway, so we got that. And then here's the paraffin that we're going to be working on the fabric with. And then I had a book that just had a bunch of cool stuff, pottery and things. These are a lot of these types of things is what you would see in the little curio shops that were there adjacent to the gas station. And then I had a couple of these magazines, and so it has a lot of cool advertising about the West, and some of it has to do with the desert, some with cars, some with all different kinds of stuff. So I cut those in half, so you'll be getting a half of one, which is all this. This represents a half of one of these magazines. So with all of these goodies, we are going to be able to make something pretty cool, I would say. I would say. And we're a little bit late, but that's okay. That's okay. You guys usually buy the stuff and make it when you feel like it, so I don't think it's really ever late. I might be late, but you guys are on time. You guys are on time. And let me put the fabric back there. So anyway, so these are in the shop. And if you go to my lives, we've already started working on them and showed how to put the wax on the fabric and stuff like that. And it's been kind of fun. All right, so, let's get on the road. Come on, let's get on the road. Fill up the tank, fill up the water, fill up the tires, and then we'll be ready to hit the road, Jack. All right, get your kicks on Route 66.